How's it going out there, YouTubers? Cyberneticshark here with another new awesome video for you guys. So let's get right into this video and see what it's about. So welcome, YouTubers, to an awesome new video. So this awesome video is actually going to be my top 20 films of 2018. So let's get right into this and see what my top 20 are, people. Yeah. So let's start out with number 20, people. Number 20. Oh, yeah. So number 20 coming in on this list is an awesome horror film that I thought was really fantastic, really fun, and brought by the awesome Blumhouse team. And that, of course, is the awesome film called Truth or Dare. That movie was just so awesome. I really liked the whole concept of the film. Taking that, age-old tradition game that a lot of, kids grew up playing, telling the truth or doing a dare and stuff like that, but taking it a completely new obstacle where basically this entity or this deity basically takes it and makes it reality, and where there's true consequences for telling the truth or for doing a dare. So that's quite interesting, I thought. I thought everyone involved in it was really fun and awesome. Really liked all the characters in the film. Thought it was absolutely hilarious that Jeff Schwartz from the Goldbergs was in the movie. And it was funny seeing him a totally different type of character than he is as that Jeff Schwartz in the film, or in the Goldbergs anyways. Just a really well-rounded horror film. I thought Blumhouse did an amazing job with it. Really well directed, and just a really fun film. If you haven't had a chance to see it, definitely check it out. It's worth the watch, really fun, and just really cool. I thought it was a really decent horror film, and a good one from 2018. So coming in at number 19 on this awesome list, folks, number 19 is an awesome film that was 40 years in the making and, really wasn't seeing the light of day for a while. A lot of people didn't think that after its last sequel that it really was going to get another sequel and so forth. And, it was one of those film series that was kind of felt like it was dead in the water, but they finally came back, brought back an iconic character from the original series that was in the first two films, and then in the 20 years later one, and then Halloween Resurrection, and so forth. So, after saying that, you probably know what I'm talking about. But I'm talking about the awesome movie that came out this last October, Halloween. Oh, yeah. So, Jamie Lee Curtis comes back as Laurie Strode in this film, and basically kind of closes out that, 40-year gap, of basically wiping out anything that happened from the second film on. This is actually supposed to be happening after the very first film. It's supposed to be a direct sequel to that. And basically, she's been waiting 40 years to try to kill Michael Myers after what he tried to do 40 years ago on Halloween. I mean, this was a really awesomely done film. David Gordon Green did a great job of directing it. I thought Danny McBride was a great writer on the film. Everyone that was involved in it was really fun. I really liked the idea where they went with it. I liked that there was a little bit of comedy element to it. I love that they gave kind of praise and, gave mention to Donald Pleasance from the original film. And I thought that, Jamie Lee Curtis did a great job bringing back Laurie Strode again, giving us a cool, awesome character again. And just a really well-rounded, awesome, another horror film of 2018. Really well done, and definitely makes my top 20 of 2018. So coming in at number 18 on this awesome 20 list is another horror film that really didn't get great praise in theaters. It was considered kind of a flop, but I thought it was really fantastic. My girlfriend thought it was really fantastic. I thought this was a really well done horror film, and a totally new type of serial killer type of character, and gave it a whole new look and face, and I just thought it was a really cool, awesome idea. And then, of course, is the awesome horror film called Hellfest. Oh my god, Hellfest was really awesome. I really enjoyed it. That was really well done. I love the whole element of it, that it takes place on this basically a traveling horror show, basically. Tony Todd is in the film. You got Bex Taylor that's in it too, that was on the Scream TV series on MTV. It just was a really awesome character film, because I really enjoyed the villain in this film, because he was so different than most villains I've seen in horror films recently. And I love where they took it and where the director took it and how it kind of was like people thought this was all part of the show and, you know, this traveling horror show and stuff like that. Just a really awesome horror film. Really enjoyed it. Definitely worth checking out, people. I think this definitely was a really great film of 2018 and why it makes my 18 spot on the best of 2018, 20 best my list. Really awesome film, really well done, and really enjoyed it. So coming in at number 17 on this awesome list of 20 best of 2018, folks. Now, this one was another one that the critics hated, thought it was a horrible film. A lot of people said they didn't care for it, didn't think it was funny. I absolutely thought it was a fantastic idea and so stinking hilarious. It was great seeing these puppets do things that weren't normal and, you know, what they usually do in the, you know, most of the movies that they've been in. They took it to a hard R rating. I think it was absolutely hilarious, and I love Melissa McCarthy in it. And that, of course, is the awesome film, The Happy Time Murders. Oh my god, I absolutely love this film. I think it was so stupidly funny and hilarious, and I love that Brian Henson, you know, made this film. He directed it, he helped produce it and stuff like that, and just made this really great, like, raunchy, funny Muppets version film, basically. And it's just the whole idea behind it, you know, Muppets working with humans, it's like real life and stuff, and you know, all these puppets are actually part of society and stuff like that, and just like this crazy crime conspiracy. It just was a really well thought and awesome film. I absolutely laughed my butt off at it. Lots of great scenes in the film. I think it's hilarious, you know, like the ripping up of the puppets and stuff like that. And, you know, how they die and stuff like that, their heads being able to... It just was a silly, funny film, and great direction by Brian Henson. I think he did a fantastic job, made a great film, and it was definitely fun. I think it's definitely a great film. Definitely check it out, people. It's such a fun film to watch. Definitely give it a try. It's stupidly funny, and it's fun. Kind of like how a lot of people felt about Dumb and Dumber back in 1994, or the Ace Ventura films. That's how I feel about this film, is that's like how it's going to get kind of a cult following eventually. Really fun film, stupidly hilarious and fun. Definitely check out, people. Great job by Brian Henson. So coming in at number 16 on my awesome list of 20 best of 2018, folks, is an awesome CGI film and the third and supposed final film in this awesome trilogy of this CGI film series. And this is just a great movie. I love the other two. I think they're fantastic. I think it was a great close to the series and just a fun series to begin with. Love the whole idea behind it. I love that, you know, it has to do with monsters, Dracula, Frankenstein, Mummy, you know, Loch Ness Monster, all that kind of cool stuff. And this series just was really well casted, too. It had a great director, and it had a great, you know, voice cast, you know, with Adam Sandler, Selena Gomez, Andy Samberg, Steve Buscemi, just a huge, great cast. And that, of course, is the awesome film Hotel Transylvania 3. Oh, yeah. So this time we find Drac on a floating hotel, as he calls it, or a boat. And basically, he's going on vacation for the first time in hundreds of years. And all the same characters are along for the ride, and just make, you know, a great and funny, hilarious film. You got Dennis along, Mavis, you know, Johnny, Frank, Murray the Mummy. You know, everyone's back, and all the same voices. Kevin James back doing the voice and so forth, and it's just a really fun and great tradition. Love the addition of Catherine Hahn to the voice cast, and Jim Gaffigan, who are brought in to do the voices of Van Helsing and Van Helsing's granddaughter, which I think is absolutely awesome. Just a really well-rounded, awesome cartoon film. If you haven't seen it, if you love like How to Train Your Dragons or Shreks or any of those films, definitely check this out. It's worth the watch. Really fun film. Really enjoyed it. Really superb CGI graphics and computerization. The music in it is fantastic. Really well written. All around, that's why it ends up on my awesome 20 of best of 2018. So coming in at number 15 on my awesome list of films, folks, is an awesome film that I think should get more praise for how good of a film it was. It's an incredible true story that this first undercover black cop, basically, is in the film and is about over in Colorado. And it's just such a really well-directed film, so beautifully directed by Spike Lee, has a great cast in it, Adam Driver, John David Washington in it, just a superb cast, and if you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. But of course, that is the awesome Spike Lee joint film, BlacKkKlansman. Oh yeah. I mean, the whole idea behind, this during the, 70s, and the Ku Klux Klan was still kind of big at the time. It had a huge following still. You had the Topher Grace's character in the film that basically was still running it at the time and was like, trying to get people to still be a part of it. I think it's really interesting how long that has lasted and how it's still even prominent today. And this film really helps you to see how things were and how, people have really changed and how it's really progressed over the last 40 years for, any nationality. And that's what this movie proves and shows, and just how awesome Ron that was in the film, that's the cop, the first African-American cop, undercover cop, and how what he did and how this all became like his kind of gateway to becoming, a part of, the team and being, a decent cop. It just was a really well-rounded film, really enjoyable. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. Definitely worth being an Oscar nomination, an Oscar nominee. It's just a great film. Really enjoyed it. Everyone was amazing. It really well written and just a fantastic film. If you haven't had a chance to see it, definitely check it out, people. Worth a watch. And, another reason why it's on my best of 2018. So coming in at number 14 on my 20 best of 2018 is an awesome comedy film, another one based on a true story that is just an awesome story to show how powerful friendship can be. And that, of course, is the awesome film called Tag. Now, Tag, like I said, is based on a true story about these actual group of friends that have been playing the same game of tag for the last 30 years. Now, I think that's really incredible that these guys have kept this going and have really, every year have done something to play this game of tag still. I think that's really awesome and hilarious, and just the crazy pranks and stuff that they've done to each other to play this game, I think is really awesome. It was so well directed and so well acted by everyone involved. You got Jeremy Renner in it, Hannibal Buress, John Hamm, you had a huge cast in it, besides those guys and stuff like that, all involved, working together and just making this film really awesome. Ed Helms, I loved him in it, and it's just an amazing cast, and so stinking funny and hilarious. Laughed my butt off watching it in theaters. And it's just a really fun, cool story that, shows, like I said, how friendship can be and how lasting it can be. And I think that's what the movie kind of brings about, how no matter what things change, you still have this, group of friends that you're best friends with, and you do this cool thing, even if it's one time a year. I think that's great, and that's another reason why this one is on my best of 2018. Such a great film. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out, people. Worth the watch. So coming in at number 13 on my list, folks, number 13 is an awesome CGI-led type of film that is based off of an awesome 1980s video game and has a great cast, just an awesome, interesting, cool monster type of movie / kind of sci-fi action-y film that stars one of the greatest, action stars of our time now, Mr. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. And that, of course, is the awesome film Rampage. Oh yeah, Rampage. I think it was really well done. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really awesome. I thought it was hilarious. I thought that the computerization was amazing in film with the creatures. I thought that the action sequences were really awesome, and I thought it was a great storyline. To take, what the video game was and turn it kind of into an actual cohesive movie, basically that, that this company's trying to create, this chemical that would cause, these crazy mutations, basically, and it ends up, unfortunately, blowing up and landing on Earth and causing 3 already aggressive type of animals to have these abilities and powers, and basically, that story. It just was a really cool story and just really well done. I really, like I said, I enjoyed the action in it. I thought the CGI work was really great. I thought it was fantastic. I thought George looked so real. I thought the wolf and the crocodile looked so real too as well. Even though they were supposed to be fictionalized looking versions of those animals, but still the graphics they did and the texture and everything they did was so amazing. And I thought The Rock was really awesome in it. Mainly Ackerman was awesome in it. Jeffrey Dean Morgan was awesome in it. It just had a really awesome cast, really fun film. If you like action, monster sci-fi flicks, this is a movie for you. Definitely check out, people. Worth a watch. And, this ends up on my best of 2018 list. Really great film. See it, people. It's worth a watch. Coming in at number 12 on my list, folks. Number 12 is an awesome film that I think was fantastic. My girlfriend really enjoyed it. We thought it was a great rom-com. It got negative reviews from the critics and most people that saw it, but I thought this was a great film, great story, super hilarious. I thought that it teaches a great lesson that no matter what we look like, it is what's inside that counts and how we view ourselves, and that's what this movie kind of portrayed. I feel, and that it showed how awesome people are no matter what they are, who they are, and what their status is. And that, of course, is the awesome film called I Feel Pretty. Oh yeah, an awesome Amy Schumer film. Absolutely loved her in it. Thought she was so fantastic, so hilarious, so well directed. Lots of great one-liners in the film. Great cast. Busy Phillips is in it. It has an amazing cast. You have an awesome, excellent performance by Michelle Williams in the film with this awesome and hilarious voice that she does throughout the whole film. Lauren Hutton is in the film too as well. This movie was just so well done. I really enjoyed it. One of my favorite rom-coms of recent years, along the lines of films like The Wedding Singer, How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, Failure to Launch, stuff like that. I think this is a fantastic film. If you haven't had a chance or haven't checked it out, definitely check it out, especially if you even like Trainwreck. This movie is along the lines of Trainwreck, I thought, and was really well done and really funny. Really fun, and just a great film and a great story and a great meaning, and that's why it ends up on my best of 2018. So coming in at number 11 on my list is an awesome film that is a DC giant, that its first film is one of the biggest and has the highest grossing weekend for an R-rated DC film of all time. Now, this one is the actual sequel that came out last year. That was just a really great and amazing success. Everything about it was just so fun, awesome, and lots of great action and more comedy by an awesome actor, Mr. Ryan Reynolds. And that, of course, is the film Deadpool 2. Oh, yeah. So Deadpool 2 is an awesome and excellent sequel. Kind of gives us an idea of what X-Force is. You had a great ensemble cast that came into this film. Terry Crews was a part of the film. Even Brad Pitt had a part in the film that a lot of people didn't realize. You had, Ryan Reynolds come back. You have the awesome Josh Brolin come in as Cable. You had Domino that got introduced into this film. And, Colossus was a part of it. Negasonic Warhead was a part of the film. And, just a great and awesome idea and cast and a great sequel. So well directed by David Leitch. Made it such a great film. Lots of great one-liners in the film. I absolutely love this film. Thought it was so awesome. Loved everything about it. I love finally we got a Juggernaut that was actually Juggernaut, unlike the one from Brett Ratner's X-Men Last Stand, which unfortunately, I'm sorry, just Vinnie Jones, I love him as an actor, but that was probably not his forte for that film, unfortunately. He did an okay job, but just did not look like Juggernaut at all. But this movie just was awesome. I love everything from where it went to how it ended, and just where they took Deadpool and what they did with him, and what they did. It just was a fun film. If you haven't had a chance to see it yet, definitely check it out. Worth a watch. And a great A+ by DC again. Marvel, I should say, not DC. Marvel. I don't know why I'm saying DC. Sorry, Marvel, and Fox. Sorry, Marvel Fox. And just a great job by them and bringing us an awesome, rendition of Deadpool, another great, sequel, and another great addition to that awesome series. Definitely check it out, like I said, if you haven't seen it, and that's why it's on my best of 2018. So this brings me to my top 10. Yeah, brings us to the top 10 of 2018. So the next 10 films would be my 10 favoritist films. The other 10 were kind of honorable mentions, basically, but were part of the top 20 of 2018 for me. But these next 10 will be ones that I just love the most. A lot of you are going to be like, I can't believe that's placed there. That's just how it is. That's how I feel about these films and why they're how my top 20 are. So to start out with number 10 on this awesome 20 list, of course, is an awesome film that was 20 years in the making. The last, or not 20, 10 years in the making since the beginning of Iron Man 1. This was a culmination of all those characters. And that, of course, is the awesome film Avengers Infinity War. Yeah, this was just such a fantastic film. So amazing, so awesome. I just thought that they did such a great job with it. I would have put it up higher on my list for this one, but I was thinking to myself, well, there's so many other ones that are so good. I don't think the other ones are better than this one, but definitely there was like a little bit in points in the other ones that made them a little higher up on my list for this one, because this one was just the best Marvel film to date. I think it's so amazing, so awesome. All the collective characters all in one film. Josh Brolin bring Thanos to life, I think was really awesome, really amazing. And the Russo brothers just brought together such an amazing film. Can't wait for Endgame to come out in a few months and see the end to this and to see everything and how it actually rolls out. Because this movie just was so intense. One of the first in Marvel history to have the winners not win, the heroes not win, and it just was so awesome and amazing. A really well done film, and why it's on my top 10 and top 20 list. So coming in at number 9 on this list, folks, number 9 is an awesome Marvel Sony picture film that came out in December, and is just a great CGI animated film. And that, of course, is the awesome film SpiderMan Into the SpiderVerse. Oh my god, this film was so freaking awesome. I loved everything about it. I thought it was great finally getting to see Miles Morales' character Spider-Man on the screen. I love all the different versions of Spider-Man that they brought into the film and just where they took it and how they made it. I thought it was just a fantastic film. Beautiful CGI work, great soundtrack, and just a fantastic all-around film, and that, with great comedy and great writing. That's why this is up on my top 10 and top 20 list. Simple fact that it was just so amazing and so well done. Great job. Definitely worth its Oscar nomination and nominee. Fantastic film. If you haven't seen it yet, definitely check it out. Worth a watch. Amazing film. Really, really fantastic. Really enjoyed it and thought it was really great. Giant 10 golden mobiles on this one, people. Definitely check it out if you haven't seen it. It's an Oscar nom. Yeah. So coming in at number 8 on my top 20 list and top 10 list is a great film that was many years in the making. First time this type of animal was put on the big screen finally. Based off of a great book series, which I actually occurred reading and love. So well written by Stephen Alton. He's such an amazing writer. And this film didn't do his books justice, but still was a fantastic and awesome film. Really enjoyed it. Love seeing the look of this creature on film finally, and just they made it an awesome and amazing film. And then, of course, is the awesome film The Meg. Oh yeah, finally getting Megalodon on the big screen. I mean, basically, I feel Jaws was a little bit inspired by Megalodon too, being 30 feet in the film, but this one, being 60 to 70 feet is so much more massiver. But this was so well done. The CGI work they done for the sharks was so amazing, so unbelievably realistic, really well done. Lots of great action, lots of great active and funny lines in the film. Just really well directed by John Turteltaub. And the mere fact of the CGI work in the film is why it's on my top 20 and top 10. That was so amazing and so well done. Really worth the watch. Definitely fun and enjoyable, especially if you love Jaws or Deep Blue Sea or any of those. Definitely give it a whirl. It's worth the watch, people. Really fun, and that's why it's on my top list of 2018. So coming in at number 7 on my best of 2018 list, people, is an awesome comedy film that has a great cast, really well directed, and it was just super funny and fun. I don't think a lot of people enjoyed it as much as I did and my girlfriend, but we thought it was absolutely hilarious and fun, and why it's on my top list. And that, of course, is the awesome film Night School. Oh my god, this movie was so freaking hilarious. Between Kevin Hart and Tiffany Haddish fighting between each other was absolutely hilarious. You had Rob Riggle in it. You had Romany Malco in it, who was absolutely hilarious in it. You had a huge and awesome cast in this film, and it was just so stinking funny. And some great one-liners and stuff like that, and just really funny film. If you haven't had a chance to see it, definitely give it a whirl, people. It's worth a watch. Really funny. If you liked any of Kevin Hart's movies, if you like the new Jumanji film, or if you liked the Ride-Alongs, or any of his stand-up. This movie is up there with the stand-up. It's so stinking funny and hilarious. I love the character, just like in Central Intelligence, very similar to that to me too. Just a really fun and hilarious film. Definitely give it a whirl, people, and definitely check it out. It's worth the watch, and that's why it's on my top 20 and 10 of 2018. So coming in at number 6 on this list, folks, is an awesome Marvel film that's just really awesome. Reintroduces an awesome character we really didn't get to see much in the first film, and just brings back an awesome cast and just makes a great film. And this awesome Marvel film, of course, is the AntMan and the Wasp. Oh yeah, Paul Rudd. Love Paul Rudd. I think he's such an awesome actor, comedian. He's so amazing. I love him as Scott Lang. You got Evangelina Lilly in the film. You got Michael Douglas. You got, Lawrence Fishburne in it. Michael Pena. I mean, you got a huge, awesome cast, and it's just so well directed and made, and it was a great Marvel addition, and just a really well-rounded film. Was worth the 3 years wait to get to see this one, because it was just so much fun. First one was fantastic. This one was even funner. Lots more funny one-liners from Michael Pena and so forth, and the same guys, T.I., being in it and so forth. Just really funny and hilarious. Really well done. Love everything about this film. And, just the fact that it's such an amazing Marvel character, and, that we kind of get to see more of and see where he's progressing and, what he's doing is just such a fantastic film, and why he ends up so high on my top 20 list of 2018 and top 10. It's just a fantastic film. If you haven't seen it yet, definitely check it out. Worth the watch. So coming in at number 5 on the list of top 20 of 2018, it's another Marvel film, and the first one to actually give, such a huge, awesome cast to, African American actors. And this film is president simply for the fact that it's the very first Marvel film to get an Oscar nomination for Best Picture. It's the one of the few that have really broken down barriers and so forth, and just given us an awesome and amazing character. And then, of course, is the awesome film Black Panther. Oh, yeah. Now, I honestly think Avengers Infinity War should have got more Oscars noms than Black Panther, personally myself, but I still think that Black Panther is such an amazing film, and definitely deserves everything it's gotten, all the awards, nominations, and stuff like that, awards it has won, and so forth. And it's just a fantastic and fun film. And simply for the fact that it got so many Oscar noms is the reason why I moved it up higher on my list from Avengers Infinity War. Unfortunately, I feel Avengers Infinity War was definitely a better film. But still, Ryan Coogler did an amazing job directing this. Everyone involved, the awesome warmonger in the film. I love that Andy Serkis was a part of it, playing the Claw. And it just was a really amazing and well done film. Lots of great CGI work in it, lots of great choreography and music. And such a great film. If you haven't seen it yet, and it's an Oscar nom, definitely check it out. Worth the watch. Really fun film. Definitely give it a whirl, people. It's so amazing. really well done, and definitely deserves everything it's gotten. And that's why it's on my top 10 and top 20 list of 2018. So coming in at number 4 on my list of top 20 of 2018 is an awesome film that I don't think got enough recognition for how awesome a film it was, especially because this whole movie takes place on screens of like computers, cell phones, and so forth. And it was so well directed, so well played by the main actor that was involved in it. It just is such an amazing film, and I absolutely loved it. And that is, of course, the film called Searching, with the great John Cho. I think John Cho is such an amazing actor. I mean, he's great at comedy, but he's also so great at action films and drama and so forth, and he's just an amazing actor, and he did show that in this film because he played the character so well. And everything about the film was just so amazing. I love that Deborah from Will and Grace was a part of this film. I think she was a great addition to the film, Deborah Messing. And I think that it's just so well directed and so well conceived. And the whole idea behind it, how it was all taking place on screens, the film. It just was so awesome and amazing. And you really don't see much anything else of the, like actual like footage outside of those things, which I think is really awesome. And I thought that it was really well conceived, amazing film, and just so well done. I had to put this high up on my top 20 and top 10 portion. It just is such an amazing movie. If you haven't seen it, definitely check out People. Worth a watch. Really well done, and I wish it actually had gotten some Oscar and even any award nomination would have been great, because this movie definitely deserved it. Definitely check out People. Worth a watch. So coming in number 3 on my 20 best of 2018 is an awesome Sony Marvel film that is based off of an awesome Marvel character. It's first time on the big screen outing besides his a little small part in Spider-Man 3 back in 2007. And this character was so awesome. They did an amazing job. I absolutely wasn't too sure about the main character they picked to play him, but he actually pulled it off and made it a great and fantastic film. And this movie is just so amazing. I think it was great. Lots of great comedy in it, and just lots of great action and great CGI effects. And that, of course, is the film called Venom. Oh yeah, our favorite symbiote. Woohoo! So anyway, this Venom is basically, it's the origin story of Venom, where he comes from, why he came down to Earth, and basically why he bonds with Eddie Brock. So well played by Tom Hardy. He was so amazing in it, so well done and so awesome. I love that Jenny Slate was in the film. I think she was absolutely fantastic in it. Michelle Williams was decent in the film too as well. But just a really awesome and really well-rounded film. So well directed by Steven Rubin, who was the director of Zombieland and directed Zombieland 2. And he's just such an amazing director. He brought such a great, amazing film. Ruben Fletcher, is his name, sorry. And he just was so well-rounded of a character, Venom, finally. Getting him to see him, what he should have looked like on the big screen when his first debut back in 2007. And this is exactly what Venom needed to look like, how he acted, how he fought. They did such an amazing job, Sony and Marvel. Another great hit by Marvel, another great hit by Sony, and such a great film, and that's why this is in my top 3 of 2018. It's such an amazing film. Absolutely loved it, and every portion of it was so awesome. Really awesome on the big screen. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out, people. Worth the watch. So that brings me to my second film best of 2018, and of my top of my 2018 best of. And that, of course, is the awesome film that just came out in December. That was an amazing film, really well done. Probably DC's best to date, and it's actually a DC film this time I'm talking about. And that, of course, is the awesome film Aquaman. Oh yeah, Jason Momoa is Aquaman. I'm sorry, but he was so amazing. He embodies Mr. Curry. He really is. He's so awesome, and such a great cast. You had the awesome William Dafoe in the film. You had Dolph Lundgren. He's such a great cast. So well directed by James Wan. The CGI work in the film was amazing. The look and everything of Atlantis was so amazing. The action was so awesome. The great comedy lines in the film were awesome. You had such a great cast. You also had Nicole Kidman in the film, and so forth. It just was a really well done film. And like I said, it's DC's best. I love that Black Manta looked like Black Manta. I loved everything about this film, and why this ends up as my second favorite, second best film of my top 20 of 2018. It just was so amazing. I saw it 3 times in theaters. I would definitely see it again in the theaters because it's just such an amazing film. Really enjoyed it. Really well done, and looking forward to seeing sequels and seeing Momoa as Aquaman more. Definitely check it out, people. It's worth the watch and worthy of the top second spot of 2018. That brings us to our number 1 film of 2018. You gonna guess what it is? What do you think I'm gonna say? Could it be a horror movie? Could it be a comedy? Could it be a drama? No. It's actually a sci-fi action adventure film, and the best in an awesome series that they started back in 2007. And finally the first one to get the characters 100% true and accurate to their original 1980s counterparts. And that, of course, is the awesome film, well directed by Trevor McKnight, Bumblebee. Oh yeah! Bumblebee was such an amazing film. So awesome, so amazing. The beginning of this film is in Cybertron, shows all the characters, how they looked from the 80s cartoon. It brought tears to my eyes because of how much it reminded me of my childhood. This movie was so amazing. The action, the comedy, the storyline was really amazing, and really getting to see the actual origin story of Bumblebee was so amazing and so well done. This was a really excellent film and the best in the Transformers series, period. And this is kind of like a soft reboot / kind of sequel to the Transformer films, and giving us the real look and feel of what these characters are. We actually get to hear Bumblebee's voice for a little bit during the film, before his vocal cords got damaged. And I mean, it's just so awesome. It's so amazing. Such a great film. If you haven't seen it, definitely check out, people. It's worth a watch. Can't wait for it to come out on Blu-ray and DVD and buy it. Such an amazing film. And from the CGI work to the look of it, this is why it's the top, my number 1 of 2018. Such an amazing film, so well done, and worthy of the number 1 spot. Amazing film. Check it out, people. Worth the watch. So that brings us to the end of our video, folks. As always, thank you for watching. Thank you for liking. And also, thank you for subscribing. And if it's your first time here, if you've been here before and you haven't hit that subscribe button, what are you waiting for, people? For a grand invitation, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss this video or the awesome videos I put up. As always, people, keep your eyes out for any older, newer videos you might not have seen mine yet. And as always, people, keep an eye out for the awesome Stardust app, where you can watch 3 to 30-second little mini reviews of TV shows, trailers, movies, anything your heart desires. And as always, people, catch you in the next one.